It's a new year, which means many people want to better themselves, achieve new heights. But how exactly do we do that? What's the best way to achieve our resolutions? How do we start planning to make our goals a reality? What can we do to make 2020 the best year of our lives? These are all good questions, but how do we go about answering them? Well, in this video, I hope to help you, and I hope that this video can be the first step into making 2020 the best year of your life. So why listen to some YouTuber on the internet you've probably never heard of before? What is special about me? What am I going to say that you haven't heard 100 times before? Honestly, this video is partly for me. It's partly for me to use as reflection and to also be the voice I needed when I needed change. So I hope my words help. The truth is, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel here, but I'm going to apply my personal stories and what worked for me, because I mean this when I say it. 2019 was the best year of my life. I'll say it again. 2019 was the best year of my life. Despite all the bad things that happened, all the things that I could say made it the worst year, I'm still sitting here reflecting, and I can't think of a year I remember as fondly as 2019. I've been the lazy, unmotivated person, the person making goals and not achieving them. I've been there and done that. 2019, I grabbed the bull by the horns, knocked down my obstacles, and made change in my life that I am proud of. It wasn't a perfect year, but damn, was it ever a great year. A lot of steps in the right direction, and I'm happy with the direction I am moving into 2020. Anyway, this video, I want to talk about what worked for me and why it worked. Even if you don't agree or don't like my methods and still think there's something for you in this video to use as a takeaway. Before I start talking about my success from this past year, I want to talk quickly about where I was and why I decided I was in for serious change. Maybe some of you can relate to where I was. So in all honesty, 2018 wasn't a bad year or anything, but I'd been sort of stagnant for a few years after I graduated college. The continuous cycle of get a job, fall into a routine, resent the routine and the job, and then subsequently quit the job. That continued. My weight and health still wasn't where I wanted it to be, and continued to not achieve my goals. This frustrated me, but I never really forced myself to change and just continued to get mad at myself and blame outside factors, when in reality those factors were my fault. It was my fault I wasn't where I wanted to be. That's the first lesson. Start to identify that you control your life. Sure, there are outside factors that you can't control, but 99% of your life is your choices, and it's up to you whether you want to be rewarded by them or face the consequences of them. Anyway, back to where I was. I took a big risk in 2018, leaving a stable job with a top 100 company to work at a small company that was in the process of growing. But I took a pay cut and a title change. This decision would set up 2019 to being a great year. Overall, 2018 was pretty forgettable. Minus the new job, I bought a new car, but most of my goals went unattained, and that's why I knew I needed a change. I continued down this path of no real fulfillment. So just like many people, I felt it is best to change at the start of a new year. So January 1, 2019, I opened an unused notebook and wrote yearly goals. Now I won't share them all, but some of them related to my weight. I wanted to be 230 pounds, down from 290. I wanted to read 4 books. I wanted to have X in savings, have Y in debt, and making Z for an income. This is the first step. When you make goals, quantify them. It would have been really easy to say, hey, I want to lose weight. I want to read more, save more money, have less debt, have no debt, make more money. But to actually quantify the goals made it feel like they were more tangible, more attainable. And for that reason, it made it more important to stay true to them. The other thing I made was monthly goals, a simple lifestyle change goal for each month. For example, January, no alcohol, February, no soda, March, no fast food. Easy goals, something to push my willpower and to test it, see if I was really ready for change. Something to remember, this is not going to be easy. Changing your life and accomplishing your goals isn't easy, and it takes discipline. I learned this many times that willpower isn't something learned, it's built. You need to force yourself away from the temptations and the easy way out, and grind. Whatever your goal is, grind for it. Prepare yourself every day, think about it every day, strategize for it every day. Remember, this is something you want, so you go out and take it. It's yours, seize it. Okay, enough preaching for right now. I want to get back to my story here and why 2019 was so great. So I made my goals and now I had to achieve them. Follow through with my promise, so I grinded. I grinded the gym, smart food choices, read daily, write in my journal daily. Wait, whoa, what's that? You had a journal? Damn right I did. This is the next tip I have for you. Write down your day. At the end of every day, reflect every day. Honestly, this helped me so much because it was a sense of pride I could take to write down all the positive things I was doing. And it felt great. Plus, when the bad days come, when that negativity is knocking, you can write it down, address it, and move on from it. Now, looking back at it, I have a catalog of over 300 days of 2019 that, as long as I don't throw the notebook out by mistake, I'll have forever. So what's my 2019 story? Well, it's a story of progress, accomplishment, failure, sadness, and heartbreak. Yeah, that's right. 2019 was a great year for failure, sadness, and heartbreak. Helped my mom sell my childhood home, helping her move across the country, falling out with friends I've had for years, falling in love only to be heartbroken. And failed in many ways, mostly failing myself, my diet. But I don't dwell on this. And that's the next thing. Don't dwell on the negative. If you're truly focused on changing your life, negative things are going to happen. Missteps and backsteps are going to occur. But the key is to visualize that finish line and be relentless. That's what I was. I was relentless. You will recall earlier in the video that I had a bad pattern with jobs. Get a job, fall into a routine, resent the routine, and quit the job. It was all happening again. I found a job, set in a routine, and started to resent the routine. I found myself contemplating quitting again, unhappy, disgruntled. But this time, instead of leaving, I told myself, give it time, keep grinding. And that's what I did. I grinded, I toughed it out, and then it happened. The scariest email of my life. Email from HR. Mandatory meeting Monday in the subject line. I was shit scared. The email went to me, my director, and our president. And I immediately thought the worst. I got that email Thursday evening. So I went in Friday, disjointed, down, and then the best courtesy I ever had was given to me. I was walking by my director's office and he calls me in, sits me down and says, "Did you get the email from HR?" I did. He said, "Well, I don't want you to worry. We're planning on promoting you." I was over the moon. Going from thinking I was getting let go to a promotion, that's an unreal change. But in reality, looking back at it, I was silly to think I was getting fired because I was grinding. I was putting my best foot forward every day. Anything asked of me, I was doing. I was being a great employee, but I knew this wasn't the end of the grind. It was a new beginning. I was getting an opportunity to carve out my legacy with this company, and that was a blessing and a curse. The old saying, more money, more problems, well, it's true. It occurs when they add more money to that bi-weekly paycheck and expect more out of you. More people will come to you with their problems, and you have to solve them. But I wouldn't change a thing about my job, and I'm very happy to have stuck it out. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. I never really believed that until I started to be tough. So, the gym, the job were going great, which meant most of my goals were on track. But what about that other goal I talked about? The reading 4 books. What an odd goal. Even for me, when I wrote that down, I was like, sure, you're not going to do that. And if you did, what were you going to read? Honestly, when I made that goal, I had this idea I was going to read biographies of my favorite athletes. Boy, was I wrong. What sits around my room now are books of philosophy and stoicism. I know. Weird, right? How did I get there? I really don't know. Somebody made a suggestion about a Ryan Holiday book and the rest is history. But I doubt I would have gotten through the negatives of this year without some of the lessons I learned from these books and the lessons I took away from them. I read more in 2019 than any other year. I studied more than I have since I was in school. It's funny. When I made that goal, It really wasn't something I thought I was going to do. I'll be honest. Now I have books scattered across my room, and I really want to build a great book collection. Just weird how and where some goals will lead you. Now, it's easy to focus on the positives. But what happens when the negatives start to creep into your life? What should you do? What happens when you start to go back down the path of destructive behaviors you swore you'd stop? Well, when this happened to me, I took a step back, made little goals, built off of little victories, the same way you did in the beginning. Remember, you're not going to be perfect. But in all reality, it wouldn't be fun if you were. We all have temptations, and we're going to give in to them sometimes. And that's okay. The key is to shut down the pattern and find a way to shut it down. Some of it will be planning, some of it will be willpower, but it all comes from choice. Do you have what it takes to make the right choices, to give yourself everything you want? Now, I could recall most of the year in this video, but for the sake of time, I won't. Remember, this video isn't just for me, it's also for you. I want you to feel the way I do writing this script. I want you on December 31st, 2020 to look back and say, damn, that was a great year. The best year of my life. And to be proud of who you've become, the same way I am. You may not achieve every goal that you set out to accomplish, but hopefully you've made the right changes to accomplish them in 2021. I know 2019 wasn't a perfect year for me, and I know 2020 won't be either, but that's what makes me excited. I know it's going to have its ups and downs, its positives and negatives, its triumphs and obstacles. The thing I keep asking myself is if I'm ready for it. Am I ready for another 12-month grind? Well, I look at the next 12 mysterious months with a smile and say, bring it on. In closing, what I would like to say are my tips for making this the best year of your life are the following. Make your goals attainable, but challenge yourself. Write down your goals, quantify your goals, make steps every day to achieve them. Overcome failure and don't dwell on it. Reflect. My advice is to keep a journal. Keep your goals to yourself as others will take notice in time. Believe in yourself, grind, and believe you can do this. Honestly, I am not a guru. I am not some motivational speaker, but I hope there was something helpful in this video for you. I would love to hear of your success stories. I'd love to hear your updates. If you want to chat, or if you need support, my Twitter is linked down below. I will leave you with this one question. Are you ready to change your life forever? Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you want more content from me, please subscribe. I'll catch you on the next video. Bye, and good luck.